Alright folks, as promised, I thought I'd do an overview for Final Vendetta. I beat the game last night way faster than I thought, so but I thought this would take a little bit longer to get out, but I unlocked training mode. For some reason, you have to unlock training mode to by beating the game, so I don't know why. I think that makes the game a lot less accessible, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get Let's get Cooper out here. So your movement's pretty standard. You can't run vertically, so it's just like turtles in that regard. But you do have a dodge. You can cancel into the dodge. So a lot of times you'll want to, dodge away from an enemy when they're on the ground. Especially if they have a wake-up attack. That way you can avoid their wake-up and then punish. Kind of like a fighting game in that regard. So you have a jump kick, you have your normal down knee. I'll say one thing, jumping in this game is not very practical. Every enemy in this game feels like Donovan from Streets of Rage, so you're not going to be using these that much, unfortunately. Good example right there. This is the most basic Mook in the game, and he's got Donovan hitboxes. Okay, so in the bottom you see a super meter. It's not a super in a traditional sense, like the star moves in Streets 4, or like a super in a fighting game. It's basically just using your super joy for free. If you try to use it, it's pretty much like Final Fight. If you try to use it without the meter filled, and you hit something, then you'll take some damage. So generally you want to try to do a combo that will generate your meter, and then you can use that to give yourself some invincibility. So you also have running attacks in this game. You have an uppercut. For this character, Duke, it's actually invincible, so you can kind of use this as both a gap closer and a combo starter. So specials don't cost any health in this game at all, so this doesn't, neither does that. You can also dodge cancel this too. Overall, the game feels pretty good, but it's got a lot of hidden depth. It feels pretty basic when you first start, but once you start learning the nuances of the mechanics, I think it's really fun. So juggles are basically limited by the distance of the hitboxes of the attacks you use to launch, and the side of the screen. It's probably not the best enemy to test on. Alright, so let's get into some combos here. This game is pretty simple to understand, to be honest. Pretty self-explanatory, at least for like the basic core mechanics. There's like a full grounded combo. He gets up, and you do that. So let's show some other example combos here. There's a lot of dash canceling in this game, so it takes a little muscle memory. I've only been playing the game for a few hours, so forgive me, but I did upload a combo video yesterday, if you guys want some more actually edited examples. Okay, so let's show what the bosses are like. Look at how much health that took off. Like, pretty significant. This game is pretty obtuse in telling you, like, what attacks have invincibility frames and how the combo system works. It does not teach you those things at all. I discovered all this by myself, actually, just from playing the game. So unfortunately the Shadow Realm was in this game, meaning that when an enemy gets to the side of the screen, their hitboxes are still active. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're doing these crazy combos. You definitely want to back off. You want to back off a bit and allow them to come back on the screen. I wish this game had the Streets of Rage 4 screen lock that nothing can't get past. So that's the gist of the game. Let's show some actual gameplay here. Go ahead and let this play out. I'm sure most videos are skipping this aspect of the game. It teaches you the basics, but doesn't teach you anything about the combo system, so this game looks super basic from this tutorial, but you saw some of the stuff you could do. It's pretty much set up like a Neo Geo game, for better and for worse. Some of the button combos you have to press to do moves are a little bit awkward. But if you have an arcade stick, this probably feels a lot more natural to play. You gotta represent a brother being a good character in a beat 'em up. Music is really good in this game too. So that attack has an insane hitbox, but since I did the dash attack, that thing has a ton of invincibility frames. You can use it to avoid getting hit by things you get hit by normally. So there's a secret extend here. There are no score extends in this game. The only extends you get are from finding them hidden in the environment. There's one on each level, so if you want to make serious attempts at beating this game, you definitely want to find those secret extends. There's only a couple, I'd say, that are really hard to get. Most of them are pretty much just punching in random spots. If you want to watch my 1cc highlight, which I should be putting up later today, that will pretty much show you all of them in one run. But there's also achievement videos that show them all too, if you don't want to wade through that.
Come on now. Hurricane. Hurricane. Let's go.
Alright, so that's Final Vendetta. if you want to see more. I did 2 1cc's last night, and I need to get those highlights up. The full length of this game, I would say, is about 25 to 30 minutes. So, Turtles is kind of a divisive game. I think the game is decent, but I would rather play this much more. The mechanics are better, the game is shorter. It feels good to play, it doesn't feel artificially hard. But if you're looking for a co-op experience, you're looking for something more casual, I would definitely recommend that game. It's far easier than this. This is very much a boomer beat-em-up, so you know, if you grew up in the arcades like I did, then you'll feel right at home here, even down to the Forced 1cc. You kind of just have to treat this game like you're a kid in the arcade in the 90s, and your mom only gave you like $1. Or whatever the like minimum price was to like start playing the game. That's all you have. It's a Forced 1cc. They did say that there's going to be some balance changes in, I guess, a casual mode, which will have, I guess, continues or something. There's also a cheat code menu that lets you pick levels and also gives you infinite health. So if you want to practice the game before you get the arbitrarily locked training mode, there are options to do that. I think this game is really fun. I mean, I beat it twice last night, and it still took less time to do that than it would to play Turtles once. So it depends on what you want, really. I think both games have their strengths and weaknesses. This game is lacking in unlockables, and it doesn't have online co-op or any of that stuff. It's very lower budget, but I think this game has a lot of heart, and the gameplay is actually quite fun. I didn't have the best impression of it at first. The game kind of deliberately hides the depth of its mechanics, whereas Turtles doesn't really have much depth at all. If that's your kind of thing, you know, just like not really having anything to grind or level up besides like your personal understanding of the mechanics and your skill, I think this game is great. But if you're looking for a more complete experience, you know, with online co-op and characters to choose from and stuff, I think Turtles is the better game. You know, it only costs about $50 to get both games. I think this game will have more replay value in the long run. Turtles kind of overstays its welcome. It keeps a lot of interesting things happening throughout the entire run, but it's far too long to just pick up and play for most people. This is about half an hour, so you can kind of treat it like a roguelike. You know, you get crap luck with the enemies. You could just start the game again and have a pretty high chance of beating it. I definitely think this game is worth the money. It's a shame that it came out the same week as Turtles, but that's just a matter of coincidence. This was originally supposed to come out in May last month, but they delayed the game for some reason, I guess to polish it or something. And then Turtles didn't announce its release date until a week before release, so it's just a cruel twist of fate. I definitely think I'll be playing this game more than Turtles, at least until they balance Turtles out more. Maybe they add some more like short-form content, kind of like what they have in Fight and Rage. Fight and Rage also had the same problem of having a campaign or run time that's on the longer side, but you know, he added like short modes and stuff that you can play. This game does have survival and boss rush mode. I still need to unlock boss rush, but don't sleep on this game just because it's not the same week as Turtles. They're two brand new beat 'em ups in the same week, but they couldn't play like any more differently. And I feel like they're also aiming for more varied demographics as well. This is more for the beat 'em up boomer like me. You know, Turtles is something you can play with your kids, you can play with your significant others, you can play with your online friends or friends that live far away. This is more just like a no BS, just arcade beat 'em up with barely any gimmicks. So take that as you will. Thanks for watching. I will put my 1cc up probably later today, and then from there I'll probably add this to my little repertoire of beat 'em ups that I play just casually on the streams. Thanks for watching.